Hey guys, Geoff Fienberg here with you for oddschecker.com, breaking down Sanderson Farms Championship on the PGA Tour from Jackson, Mississippi. We've already done the outright video. Find that on the OddsChecker YouTube feed. If you sub, they'll drop right in. Always hit the like button and leave a comment. Always helps. But we're doing the props here today. The outright video already happened, but in typical Fienberg form, there might be an outright at the very end of this video. Starting off the props video, we'll just get it out of the way, guys. We'll just do it off the top. Catch for us last week, I want to say, that Luke List, top 10 here at Jackson. I don't know, man. If he putts like top 40th in the field, he probably can win this thing based on how tight he should be able to be to the pins for 4 days on a course like this. It really does suit a guy like Luke List. Hard guy to bet for the outright, although he does line up very well with what we expect from the outright winner this week in Jackson. Luke List, top 10, plus 450. That's an across-the-board number using that odds checker grid. Luke List, plus 450 this week for a top 10 in the Sanderson Farms. Moving along, more top 10s. Dylon for Telly, plus 450. Could be quite a sneaky little player this week, the South African, lurking around here at a course. Listen, this course will suit a lot of these guys. They're all professional golfers, and this is a course where it's pretty hard to find trouble. So if they have multiple facets of their game working and they're able to hit the putts, it's hard to see many of these guys going backwards. But Fratelli strikes me as a guy that can go incredibly low this week. And he's sort of been sold to me by my partner in crime, Pat Mayo. So I'm going to ride this Fratelli top 10 plus 450 as well. A real consensus number when using that odds checker grid. So we should have no problems finding that one, getting in on it. Fratelli plus 450 top 10. Luke List plus 450 top 10. And we're going to do another player who's incredibly popular by all accounts this week. I didn't have him on the outright card, but what he does well screams for a successful week in Jackson at this course, the Country Club of Jackson, Sanderson Farms. And that's Cam Davis, the young Aussie, 5-1, which we're seeing that as low as plus 425. So using that odds checker grid, Cam Davis, that's where we're going to want to make that bet. Top 10 this week, seeing a lot of people on Cam for the outright pick. It might sting to see that happen because we really were tempted to put him on the outright card and did subsequently pass, but this should set up well. I think we could hopefully hit a couple of these top 10s this week, and that'll certainly leave us in the green. I'm getting greedy because we got another top 10, and that's Christoph Ventura here, plus 750 when using the odds checker grid. That also seems like a bit of a consensus. Ventura is on the outright card at 80-1. He's the longest odd on my outright card. I believe he should have been priced at least 20 points lower than that. If you've been watching these videos, I've been quite confident in this young Scandinavian for a few weeks now. And at a layout and a past history and a course history that lines up with what Ventura certainly does well. So the plus 750 for him sneaking into the top 10. I mentioned that I might each way that 80-1, but I kind of got soft, and we're not each weighing that. That's a straight Ventura outright pick, but we will supplement it with the plus 750 Ventura top 10. Moving along, more top 10s. We hope we catch a sucker. A couple of these suckers, I should say. Hopefully, I'm not the sucker, and subsequently you being the sucker. But if you think these picks will make me a sucker, let me know in the comments. Tell me. Give me a pre-tournament warning instead of a post-tournament I told you so. Or if you want to get on board, let me know that you've done just that so we can celebrate together. Bobby, don't call me Robbie. Shelton here, guys, sitting at 140-1 at Bet365 to win the tournament, 100-1 at PointsBet. Just putting that out there. I am not wagering it. It's not a range that I do sort of find myself betting, but I would have nothing bad to say about that. I'm going all the way down though, 14-1 for that top 10 for Robbie. We're seeing some 12s out there using the odds checker grid, but some big disparity in his outright number. Listen, Robbie made it to Olympia Fields in Chicago this year. What does that mean? He was in the top 70 in the FedEx Cup. So yes, he did accrue quite a few points this time of year on courses like this, on setups like this. You could even consider a guy like Shelton to be a first round leader bet. That's not a market I like to play in, but if I were, that could be a guy I was looking at. But Shelton at this odd is the class of a lot of players around him at a similar odd. I think he brings tremendous value and is my favorite long shot of the week, although I don't know. I might have overinvested myself a little for Jackson, Mississippi, truth be told. I don't think I was expecting that on Monday, but here we are, and I've reamed you off 5 top 10s, and I got another prop and an outright ad to give you. Steep! Top Spaniard, Rafa Cabrera Bello at BetMGM. It's him versus Sergio. Sergio's minus 185 or minus 180. BetMGM, Rafa plus 130. I wouldn't want money on Sergio if you were betting it for me without my money. I have zero interest betting on Sergio. He seems absolutely lost at the moment, and good for him for realizing he might not be he's in a certain place in his career where maybe playing in these events will be hyper beneficial to keeping him around when FedEx Cup time comes, because the tour is just so deep and so competitive. Don't really want to pick on Sergio, an immaculate iron player, ball striker, world-class Hall of Fame golfer, but it doesn't seem right now. And Rafa, while this course might seem too easy, I just think this is maybe a pick on Sergio more than a condoning Rafa. But a player like Rafa at this price, to pick on Sergio where his game is at, I'll take that chance, and hoping Sergio doesn't quite find it just yet. I mentioned Sergio in the outright card in the sense that him and Stenson had nearly typical outright odds, and I'm excited to be betting Stenson this week to win this tournament, as featured in the outright video. If you haven't caught that, go have a look-see and grab it to see who I am on. But I don't know. I guess I've spent 2 minutes talking how I don't want to pick on Sergio, while subsequently doing exactly just that. So we're picking on Sergio. His game seems lost. Rafa plus 130. There's only 2 Spaniards in the field. Let's try to win this coin flip versus a lost golfer. Rafa had a fine little U.S. Open for a little bit, but I don't know. He seems to be a grittier golfer maybe than when it's easy peasy. So we'll see. Now, finally, we're going to end this off. Outright ad. I'd like to be making an outright ad at a higher number. To have not included this on the original video. Usually when you've caught me making outright ads in the props video, they come maybe from a bit of a more senior price, at least maybe north of 50-1. That's not the case here. Everything I've explained what I expect this course to give and be this week, and I completely looked through this player at, I think, an incredibly fair and quality price. Who is it? Younghan, and 35-1, guys. That seems to be quite a consensus number. 35-1. I saw that over at Bet365 and a couple other shops. There were 32s, 33s. But Younghan will hit it as far as anybody off the tee. A great little nifty player to pin stock. Always goes on those crazy birdie runs. The typical guy that will literally start a tournament 5 under through his first 8 holes and maybe not do much else the rest of the week. And we're all like, oh, it's Younghan week. No, it's just Thursday morning. Well, I'm hoping some of that early week magic for Younghan can translate later into the week, because I think what he does sets up perfectly. We're going to need a bit of a hot putter, but these Bermuda greens are a place where he can have moderate success. who's going to have to hit putts, but he is exactly the type of player I am looking to bet. Just as an example, I have bet Patrick Rogers. I condoned Patrick Rogers. Patrick Rogers 66 to 1. I like that bet. I've made that bet. It's on the outright video. But I like this bet more. Yeah, he's 35 to 1. You should like him more than the 66. But Younghan shouldn't be half of like Patrick Rogers or more so. He shouldn't be higher than Doc Redman, other guys that were betting. He shouldn't be higher than Adam Long. Like, this is a real good golfer who's had, he's got that nice win in Europe, the PGA in Europe at Wentworth, a beautiful win. And he's had some hard luck finding wins on the PGA Tour per se, but wow, what a perfect spot for this guy and what he does well. Look at the past winners. It all adds up. I don't know how I didn't catch this on my first, research session for this tournament. Maybe I was just looking for like the lesser tier names that I like. There's a higher tier name priced with lesser tier names. Sorry, I've gone on enough. Younghan, I like it. There'll probably be a putt that breaks my heart. I thought about this being Siwoo Kim at 50. I don't know. I'm just biting the bullet. Gonna lay a little extra grease. Younghan outright 35 to 1 using that odds checker grid. I'm Geoff Fienberg. Like, sub, comment, all that usual stuff. I'll be around all fall right here on the Odds Checker webpage and YouTube feed. So hit that sub button so these can always drop right in for you and you don't have to hunt them down. See you next time, friends. May the winners be ours.